Booker T. Washington was arguably the most successful black politician of the first half of the 20th century. If success is to be measured by influence and the ability to marshal resources. Booker T was born in 1856. He was about 12 years older than the doctor. He had studied at Hampton Institute, and at the age of 25, he was appointed to become principal of Tuskegee Institute. Things might have progressed from there, and he might have been a prominent black educator in the Deep South, but you never would have heard from him except for an accident of history. In September 1895, Booker T. Washington was invited to give an address at the Cotton States International Exposition, held in Piedmont Park in Atlanta. Washington is the only Negro who's invited to speak, and he gets up and he gives a speech. It doesn't take very long, but he basically says that Reconstruction was a big mistake, that black people should have started at the bottom and not at the top. And he says that in all things that are purely social, we can be as separate as the fingers, yet one in the hand in all matters of mutual progress. We can be separate but equal. Now, when he gives this speech, historians call it the Atlanta Compromise Address. The Atlanta Constitution reprinted the speech 4 times. Grover Cleveland, the president of the country, telegraphs Washington congratulating him on his wise remarks. Dartmouth College offers Booker T. Washington an honorary PhD. Harvard an honorary MA in 1896, the first Negro so honored. Washington writes an autobiography up from slavery. Actually, he didn't write it. A Connecticut journalist named Max Thrasher, who Washington hired as ghostwriter, wrote the book. The book becomes a bestseller. Andrew Carnegie reads it, is overwhelmed, stays up one night, reads the book, closes the cover, writes out a check for $600,000 for Tuskegee Institute at a time in 1901 where there are no income taxes. Washington marshaled extraordinary resources. Tuskegee Institute by 1901 was the largest black university in the world, over 1,000 students. Booker T. Washington created a Tuskegee machine, the first black political machine in the U.S. He had a powerful influence and friend through Teddy Roosevelt, and then later William Howard Taft. And he was personally responsible for choosing both white and black office holders within the federal bureaucracy in the South. So by all those measures, Washington was a powerful politician. He also created a kind of context in which lynching occurred throughout the South. He also told the white South what it wanted to hear. He also favored blacks becoming scabs to undercut white working class people in the mines and in the factories of the South. And so exacerbating racial tensions within the working class among poor people in such a manner that it helped to contribute to the political reaction of racism against blacks. And so Washington is filled with these immense contradictions.